Hello students, today we are going to study about categories of communication part 2. So we have studied in the previous slides about the communication that it is a multi-dimensional interactive process of sharing sets of signs, symbols and language from one person to another person so that a suitable response results. Then we have discussed about the categories of communication that we have classified on the basis of three like medium, flow and audience. On the basis of medium we have two kinds of communication, that is verbal communication and non-verbal communication, that we have discussed in the previous session in categories of communication part 1, sorry. And today in this session we are going to study about the categories of communication on the basis of flow and audience. So on the basis of flow we have formal communication and informal communication, and on the basis of audience we have general communication and technical communication. Let's study about formal and informal communication. So information flows in an organization both formally and informally. Formal communication is when you follow a official hierarchy and which is actually required to do one's job. So on the basis, like we have four kinds of your formal communication, that is your downward communication, upward communication. Then we have lateral or horizontal communication, diagonal or crosswise communication. Let's study one by one all these four. So when we talk about downward communication is when the information flows from the higher level to the lower level. For example, you can see in this image that the communication is following from the head of the institution, that is director, and director is giving information to head of department. Head on department is further giving information to the faculty, and then faculty to the student. So we are following a proper hierarchy system. So information is flowing in the downward direction. Example, we have letters, notices, handbooks, pamphlets, policy statements, etc. Then we have upward communication, and upward communication is when the information flows in upward direction. Like in the image itself you can see from the students, the information is moving to the faculty, and from faculty to the head of the department, and then finally reaching to the head of the institution. So the main function of upward communication is to supply information to the upper levels about what is happening at the lower levels. Example, your suggestion systems, appeal and grievance procedures, complaint system, counseling session, joint setting of objectives. There are certain merits of this. It provides feedback, and it also provides the needed information to the administrators, and it deals with the problem areas quickly. Next is your horizontal communication. Horizontal communication is when the information is shared between the same positions, like where director is passing on the information to the director for other organization, or faculty members they are interacting with the faculty members, or students they are interacting with the students. Let's see, when the communication takes place between two or more persons who are holding the same hierarchical positions or are working under the same person. Example, meeting of HODs of an institute. All the HODs are holding the same positions and they are holding a meeting, so it falls into the category of your horizontal communication. We have merits of it. It facilitates coordination between units, and it furnishes emotional support among peers. Next is your diagonal communication. The diagonal communication is where the information or interaction uh, is among different structural levels within an organization. Look at this image where Vice Chancellor is interacting with the head department of mechanical, whereas this research scholar is interacting with the head of this nanotechnological department. So they are not following any hierarchical system, neither it is upward, neither it is horizontal, neither it is a downward, but it is diagonal. So it moves in any of the directions. Example, a person at a higher level of one department communicating to the lower level of other departments to help in setting new goals for business advancements. Now, this is what we have studied is about the formal communication, which is actually required for the smooth functioning of an organization. But in every organization, we have informal communication also, and for that informal communication, we have the name Grapevine, which is actually beyond the organizational hierarchy system. So, Grapevine is an informal channel of business communication. It is called so because it stretches throughout the organization in all directions, irrespective of the authority level. Man, as we know, is a social animal. Despite existence of formal channels in an organization, the informal channels tend to develop when he interacts with other people in organization. And most important thing is it exists more at lower levels of organization. There are certain merits of Grapevine. First is it is speedy transmission. Feedback is quick as compared to formal channels. The managers get to know the reaction of the subordinates on their policies, and the Grapevine creates a sense of unity among the employees who share and discuss their views with each other. Thus, Grapevine helps in developing group cohesiveness. There are certain demerits also. The grapevine carries a partial information at times and it is more based on rumors, thus it doesn't clearly depict the complete state of affairs. The grapevine is not trustworthy. It always as it does not follow official path of communication and is spread more by gossips and unconfirmed report. The productivity of employees may be hampered as they spend more time talking rather than working. Now the next is on the basis of audience, we have general and technical communication. General communication is like we are reading a newspaper. It falls into the category of your general communication, whereas while you are studying a project report is an example of your technical communication. General communication conveys a general message. It may include emotions or personal views, whereas technical communication conveys technical information, message, and is impersonal, where the personal opinions and views are not involved. There is in general communication there is no fixed set pattern. That is, ideas can be arranged the way the author wants to express. Whereas in technical communication there is a fixed pattern format. For example, a report has an introduction, methodology, description, conclusion, etc. Now, in general communication, simple words are used so that it can be easily understood by the common people. As we have seen that when you read a newspaper is read by each and every person. So the language is used in such a way a general people can understand it. Technical communication and technical communication jargons, graphics are used as it is read by the specific and technical people. So this is the main difference between your general and technical communication. I hope you like the session. Happy.